everyone. I'm Veronica, and this is another episode about the cities on the Costa Blanca coast. The star of today's episode is the vibrant, colorful, juicy, contrasting, and diverse city of Alicante. It's one of the largest cities we've shown you, except for Valencia. Alicante is the capital of the province of Alicante, as a matter of fact. The city has a population of 330,000 people. It's not yet a city of 1 million, not a metropolis with traffic jams, skyscrapers, and a super busy lifestyle. But it's also not a tiny town anymore. Alicante has everything you need, both for vacation and for permanent living. Here, history and modernity are combined. This episode will be longer than all the others, simply because there is so much to see in Alicante, so many places to walk, so much to show. Make yourselves comfortable, we're getting started. The most recognizable place, the calling card of Alicante, is the Santa Bárbara Castle. You can see it from anywhere in the city, and that's because it rises up on a mountain, Benacantil, at an elevation of 144 meters. The fortress has stood here for a long time, since the 9th century to be exact. And who built it? That's right, the Moors, the Arabs. But in fact, they didn't party here for long, because in the 13th century, King Alfonso came and said, "Guys, it's time to pack up, now the Spaniards will rule here." He recaptured the fortress from the Arabs, and this happened at the beginning of December, specifically on December 4th, on the feast day of Saint Barbara, known as Barbara in Catholicism. That is exactly why the fortress bears her name. Later, it was used as a prison, and after that, the fortress fell into disrepair and stood unused, of no interest to anyone. It was only in the last century that the fortress was restored and opened for public access. Admission here is free, and honestly, being here is a real pleasure, especially in this kind of heat. While we were climbing up, we almost went crazy. It's about 30 degrees today for sure. But there's always a light breeze here, lots of greenery, it's pleasant to stay in the shade, and there are also bars and little restaurants where you can have a cool drink or eat something light. You can get up here by car or on foot. There are many different routes, some more challenging, some easier. And of course, the coolest option is to take the elevator. Yes, there is such a service, there is such an option. The elevator is located at the foot of the mountain next to Alicante's main beach, Postiguet Beach. But right now, unfortunately, it's closed. This is due to quarantine restrictions. I think it's simply because you can't let too many people into the elevator at once, and it's not profitable to transport just a few people. But I really hope, of course, that it will eventually reopen, and then it will be just the perfect place. Behind me is Alicante Beach, the main beach of Alicante Postiguet. It's located right in the city center, next to Mount Benacantil, where Santa Bárbara is. The view is beautiful, everything is great. This beach is perfect for spending time with children, since the water gets deep very gradually and the sand is clean. And in general, the beach is well maintained, with plenty of people making sure everything is in order, especially now since the lifeguard season has started. They sit on their towers in bright yellow vests, watching to make sure no one swims past the buoys. But to be fair, I want to say that the phrase city beach is what best describes this place. It's located by the road, next to a parking lot and the noise of cars, and close to tall residential buildings. So basically, if you're looking for more open space, nature, cliffs and juniper trees, a long coastline and all that, you'll have to go somewhere else. But if you stay in Alicante and just want to go out, take a swim and spend a couple of hours lying on the sand, this place is perfect. Right next to the beach is the festive, grand and beautiful Alicante port with a variety of stunning boats. In general, the Alicante port is another hallmark of the city simply because it's so beautiful, and of course the port plays an important role in the city's overall development and tourism in particular. For example, in the pre-pandemic times, statistics showed that about 10,000 people arrived here by sea every year. Now, of course, that number has probably changed a bit, but we hope for the best. In the port, you can rent a parking spot for your boat, if you have one. The cost ranges from 3,000 to 10,000 euros per year. Or you can rent a boat to go fishing, or simply just for a relaxing sea trip if you prefer. To rent, for example, one like these first two here, will cost about 500 euros per day. At 10 in the morning, you set out with the captain, you sail in the sea, catch fish and return back. The whole thing takes about 5 to 6 hours. And actually, in February, it cost 500 euros. But in fact, even if you don't need to go anywhere, Alicante Port is a great place for a walk. There are beautiful views here, first of all, as I already mentioned, and as you can see for yourself. And secondly, there are lots of little bars and restaurants where you can have a delicious meal. And right now, it smells absolutely amazing. The first thing I would do is take care of exactly that. But it's still too early. Also, there are incredibly beautiful sunsets over Port of Alicante. This is exactly where the sun sets, and the scene is worthy of the brush of the finest artist. It's really beautiful. An extremely picturesque place shaded by palm trees with a variety of flowers and wavy tiles on the ground is called the Explanada de España. It's located right in the heart of the city, in its seaside part next to the port, running parallel to it. This is the main spot for evening tourist strolls. Here, street musicians play, artists draw caricatures, and there are plenty of stalls selling souvenirs and everything you need for a day at the beach. There are also restaurants and cafes here where you can grab a bite to eat. They offer traditional Spanish cuisine, paella, fried calamari, some octopus dishes, and so on and so on. And of course, you can use their services, but it's better not to. If you want to find a good restaurant, look deeper into the city. Here, if it's important for you to take a souvenir photo in a place on the promenade, you can certainly give it a try. But we can't guarantee the result. Another spot you simply can't miss on the map of Alicante is Mercado Central, which is the covered market. The market building is generally included in the list of the city's main attractions. But frankly speaking, those shrimps and artichokes that are lying on the shelves are also quite worthy of being a tourist attraction. The selection is huge. Fish, seafood, meat, vegetables, various fruits. Let's see what the prices are. Because not only tourists buy food here, as often happens, just to have a look, but locals also actively buy it. Let's see what's what and how much your grocery basket will cost. The market has only 2 floors, upper and lower. On the lower level, there is fish, seafood, vegetables, and fruits. On the upper level, there is meat and cheese. Let's start with the lower level. Everything there is insanely vibrant, colorful, beautiful, and delicious. Look, the market is quite large. There are a lot of stalls, so I suggest we quickly go through the main items, show how much things cost, like, say, salmon, tuna, shrimp, and squid, share my impressions, and basically move on. Let's go. So let's take a look. A tuna steak, for example, costs 16 euros. And here's a practical tip for you if you come to Alicante and visit the market. This grandpa is always standing in the same spot. It's the very first stall on the right from the stairs. And he always has the freshest, most authentic, simple products. For example, last year he only sold sardines, which cost 2 euros. That's the lowest price at the market. Now he has, let's see, merluza, that's hawk roe for 6 or 7 euros, and tiny little shrimp. Then there are some fish that look like something between a perch and a crucian carp. Sorry, I'm not really sure. 4.80, mackerel 3.60, sardines actually 2.40. He's the only one here like this, so be sure to pay attention. Take a look, please, at the size of this bacalao. It's practically half my size, probably, and costs 20 euros per kilogram. And here's the tuna. It's basically like a good-sized little pig. Amazing. The most interesting product at the market is, of course, shrimp. They come in all sorts of varieties. There's a whole palette of colors, from delicate pink to dark brown, even a blood red shade, basically whatever you want. The only important thing to mention is that if you think you'll come to Spain and eat shrimp for breakfast, lunch and dinner, that's probably not going to happen because the price is quite high. For example, the most expensive shrimp I saw at Mercado Central were a little over 90 euros. Let's see what the prices are now. All right, I'll quickly list them. 16, 24, 20, 28, 50, 88 for langoustines, 78, 60 for tiger prawns, 50, 49. The small ones, the kind that are great to snack on with beer, they're also 20 euros, 20, 25. Olives in Spanish shops and markets are sold only like this, and this isn't even the widest selection. Usually it's a variety of marinades, sizes, black olives, green olives, onions, all sorts of spices and fillings. You can choose whatever you like, and it's always very, very, very tasty. There's a price, there's flavor. Some are spicier for those who like it, but they never just sell a plain can of olives. This is happiness. I wanted to buy a sea urchin. Just now I really wanted to try it, but I still haven't gotten around to it. So I asked, are there sea urchins, guys? They said sea urchins are only available in November. Come back in November for sea urchins. That's just a random fact. If you suddenly want sea urchin in August like I do, well, let's keep looking at what's available and for how much. Again, there's hake roe for 16 euros and 80 cents, scallops for 1 euro and 50 cents each, or 9 euros for a box of 6. Small squid are 44 euros per kilogram. Slightly larger ones are 36 euros per kilogram. Sardines, just for a second, 6 euros 80. Now let's remember that old man who was selling sardines for 2 euros 20. And here all sorts of shellfish, mussels, clams, and all kinds of different shells, 36, 76, 30 euros. These oysters here are 2 euros 90 per kilogram. Such a beautiful counter. I'd eat everything here. There are lots of stalls from vendors selling all sorts of nice and cute little things like shellfish and tiny fish. They look really, really beautiful. The vendors come up with so much enthusiasm, laying everything out as if you just want to throw it all into your bag. So, what do we have here and for how much? Flounder costs 26 euros. Dorada 18.80. It sparkles, it feels like it's glowing. Sardine 4.80. And here we have an octopus that is already cooked, as they often sell it, already slightly boiled, holding its shape. 38 euros per kilogram. And the salmon just lies there and laughs. Let's see how much it costs. Incredibly beautiful pieces. Salmon is 18.80 per kilogram. The fruit and vegetable section is truly a paradise corner of the market. Everything is colorful, vibrant, juicy, beautiful, fresh, unbearably wonderful. Look, here we have figs. The season has already started, and right now they're 2 euros 40 at the market. I'm sure that in another week or two it'll be just 1 euro like last year. Cactus fruit is 3.80, 2.80, peach 2.60, pear 2.60, plum 4.20. Grapes 2.80 apple. I'm giving you approximate prices so you can get an idea of the cost of a grocery basket. But this is just the very first stall. I'm sure it'll be even cheaper further on. Let's go check out the selection. Look at these tomatoes, €1.80. Flat peaches, €1.80. And figs too, €1.80. Peach too, peach €1.80. Actually, last year they also sold green figs. Green, not in the sense of unripe, but that's just its particular variety. And it's even tastier than the purple one, even though I love figs in any form. But I think you just need to wait a little longer for the green ones. And if you ever have to choose between green or purple, definitely try the green one. It's a million times better. Let's quickly go over the vegetables. Now I carry with me 2 kilos of figs. So €3.80, €2.40, eggplant €2.20, zucchini 80 cents euros. I don't see any carrots. These bunches of greens are usually €1 each. And often when you buy at the end of the workday, they just throw in these greens for free. And they cost next to nothing. Here we have onions. All sorts of different salad greens, €1.60. I see this big bunch here. Usually they're €1 each, and that's pretty much the case. Apart from the shrimp, I think this is the most luxurious painting on the market today. Look at these mushrooms. This is just some kind of a cartoon fairy tale. Incredibly beautiful. So shiitake mushrooms are €15 per kilogram, €25 per kilogram. These ones here, they are called the ostra set, but I don't know how that translates. Chanterelles are €35 per kilogram. Champignons are €5.80. If you get a bit tired after your grocery shopping, you can sit down at a little bar in the market and have a glass of wine. Or maybe a fresh juice or a refreshing cocktail. Right here, on the spot. And maybe even eat something from your bag. It seems to me that the most popular product at the meat counters is beef. There are always different cuts of the animal. Beautiful, large, fresh, juicy, red pieces that seem to be begging to finally be bought. But there's also always pork rabbit, which is very popular, and of course chicken. So what do we have here on this menu? Let's take a closer look together. Pork tenderloin, which is priced at €5.90, meatballs for €9.50, beef served on the bone at €18.50, entrecote for €22, filet at €14.30, another filet for $12 and $13, and finally chicken thighs at €4.50. Each of these delicious options is carefully prepared and offered at these prices. Take your time to consider which dish you might like to try. And rabbit? I don't see the price. Supermarkets and markets also often sell ready-made, semi-finished products like burger patties. It's very simple and convenient. You come, fry them, and basically your meal is ready. And they come in all sorts from different meats with various spices. Here, as you can see, they're all $8.90, $7.50. The most expensive one is $10.90, and that's all per kilogram. And as you can see, almost everything has already been taken. Here's another interesting fact. A seller will never give you a piece just as they cut it. Sellers always ask how you want it prepared, what you're going to make with it, whether you want pieces or fillets and what thickness. Well, dear friends, our episode has come to an end, but there's some good news. This is far from the last episode about Alicante, simply because it's impossible to show all of Alicante in 20 minutes. In fact, even 40 minutes isn't enough, so there will be several episodes. Moreover, we've already filmed the material, and in the next episode, you'll get to stroll down the Mushroom Street, the most famous street in Alicante, and through the Moorish Quarter, the oldest neighborhood in the city. We'll tell you about a unique Alicante wine, and we'll also check out a special place. We'll visit some restaurants and try octopus, so be sure to stay with us and watch the next episode. And below this, leave your comments, give us likes, tell us everything you think about what you saw. Did you like it, not like it? Would you come, would you not? What was good, what wasn't? And subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. If you're not subscribed yet, hugs, your Veronica.